Alright, so we're going to hand out papers to you, and on each of them is a conversation, a text conversation between a guy and a girl. So what we want you to do is read the conversation with your group and discuss what you think is going on, what are the emotions that are being felt by each person in the conversation, what makes you think that. So we'll hand out the sheets and then you guys can each go over that in your groups.
We're all gonna come around and like offer you guys the advice though.
Yeah. So guys talk. What's the relationship between girl and guy?
So I think the relationship is that like the girl's into it and the guy doesn't want anything to do with it.
What do you guys think? So, like, how do you interpret that? Like, you think he's into it? You think she's into it? Yeah.
Put a lot of effort into it too.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read it.
Oh.
I'd say the guy, because he's using like emoticons and like.
Actually, it's the girl. It's the girl is the one who said so long for lunch today. But maybe she's like really excited.
Okay, so it seems like they're all dating.
Where do you want to go?
Or what do you want to get?
Yeah, and she gives them like all the options. Like,
not
vice versa. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the girl.
I feel like the guy feels like obligated to answer all that.
The guys seem to be into it, but at the same time, the girl.
Are they into it?
Right
Not
up to
into
you.
it?
I think that the girl is more into it than the guy.
Why do you think? Is it like a
So like say like
asking more of the
yeah, that's how. And then who seems more obviously the girl because
Like it
she's
seems like the
like
conversation's
getting more
over,
like,
and then she keeps like
she's like giving options,
like really like into it.
she's getting in, like she's giving she's like giving like the sentences, trying to figure out the plans, and he's just giving like one word.
Yeah, like he's not like
You guys almost done.
engaged.
Yeah. Alright, now we're being rushed.
Do you think like that makes it?
First just like write a long answer, and then like we're trying to like be like, nope, you're done.
Did you guys finish?
Yeah, well, we did it really, but we did.
Write some of the like answers.
Right.
We don't want much time.
I think that makes it.
Alright, everyone almost done. We gotta go.
Take your time.
You're the main teacher.
Make sure they're good answers too. I don't want to read.
No, he really. Alright, take the sheet, but don't flip it over yet. Yeah, don't flip it over yet. Don't flip it over yet.
So everybody feels good about their opinions and their conversations?
No, we are.
No, I heard some good stuff. I did. I heard some good stuff. Alright, so why don't we all come together now, and that way we can like discuss our individual groups' opinions as a whole. I think that would be helpful.
Alright, so what did we think the relationship between the girl and the guy was based off the text messages?
Did we all have the same?
It's whatever you read.
Yeah.
The girl was really interested in the guy, and he was not interested in her.
So you didn't want to really
He-
go on
no,
the
he didn't want-
You didn't really
He didn't want it.
indifferent about it?
And what made you
Does
think
anyone
that?
disagree?
I mean, I think there's a lot of components you have to think about. Maybe he's just lazy. He just wants to put, maybe he's excited inside.
But he's
Yeah,
not.
but based on the text messages,
Based off the text, that's what you guys got.
How about the
He
other
was
groups? Other groups.
Our guy seemed pretty into it. A lot of smiley faces.
You
I
guys?
see where you're going.
Yeah, the guy had a lot of smiley faces, but the girl was the one asking all the questions and trying to set up the plans.
Right, but the guy was into it.
What? That's
For
not
the most
confusing.
part, I would say, yeah.
So he was in it.
So they were both into it.
Maybe it was
They
his
both
twin
wanted it.
Alright, so I heard you guys talking about it. You two got different conversations versus the other two groups. So, group one, you said that the guy was totally not about it. He was not having it, he was not interested. What in the conversation made you think that, specifically?
He would take like a long time to answer her, and
One
he would give her
word
one-word
answers.
answers, and like, at one point he didn't even answer her question. She asked like what type of food he wanted, and he was just like, see you then. He didn't even care.
So you think the language really made a difference?
Yes.
In your conversation? What about the other group? What formed your opinion about the relationship between the texters?
You put a winky
Face. There's a smiley face. There was a bunch of smiley faces in
More
yours.
letters.
Yeah.
So really it was just, it wasn't even changing the language that much, it was adding a smiley face or an exclamation point or a couple Y's or a couple I's. So we kind of just want to get the point across that you don't even have to change how much that you write or you speak, it's the use of
Perception.
perception.
And body language, like the smiley faces, that ties into body language, I think.
Because both conversations were very similar in the responses that the girl was getting from the guy, but just the exclamation points or the smiley faces, or just the addition of a couple Y's on a hey will make the difference of like if you think this guy is actually into you or if he just doesn't want to be bothered. So now flip up the papers that you just got and answer those three.
You can do it as a group also. Just have a general consensus in each of your groups.
Yeah. I read that.
Oh, we're just one?
What are your names?
Yeah.
I'm Haley.
I'm Alexis.
I'm Joey.
Rob.
You
Yeah.
could do it by like,
We didn't really like it. We didn't like Rob.
And like really think about your answers too. Like try to have something to back it up.
Should we write that?
And honestly, no, I'm not. Nobody's going to be offended here. So seriously, like
Yeah.
don't have
Answer it
a filter.
honestly.
We won't be offended.
True lies. And helpful. Yeah. Trying to influence her.
Do you guys want to maybe say your names for us?
Haley, Rob, Joey.
Alexis.
And like what Yeah. I'm actually for the start. Until I got aggravated.
We're gonna ask them to say their answers.
Do we need our name?
No, we're gonna read our answers out loud.
Yeah. Okay, get your last thoughts down.
Are we all ready?
Alright, starting with this group,
And
number
be
one.
honest. honest.
Yeah, be honest. Which teacher did you find the most helpful for your group when you were answering questions and why? Alexis.
We thought she was kind and nice, and she was like engaging and wanted to like help us and get like our thoughts on the table to express our answers.
Okay, and the least?
Rob.
Why?
He rushed. Like his language was even aggressive, like the way he would say things, like he just like wasn't sorry.
Yeah. He's like, get a good answer, but you have a second.
The third one, if you were a teacher, who do you think you would have most? Alexis.
Alexis.
Does anyone have a different response than that?
I feel like that's one person.
Any different reasons or anything? Or everyone pretty much the same?
Does anyone have, do you think, like a strong example of, obviously you all answered me for the first one and Rob for the second one, like an example of something that we actually said, like a quote, maybe?
Well, you kept saying like, oh, so what did you think? And like you would like be kind and wanted to be like engaged in the conversation, whereas he was just kind of like,
Do it and get it done.
he was like, I want to see a good answer, and then a second later, like, finish up.
Did anyone pick up on anything that we did?
You like
Were you
jumped
here?
right after the other person. Like we already had enough teaching for the day, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he said that, let's go guys, hurry up, he told us to take our time. So we kind of put an input on what he said.
Okay. So we planned within that lesson that we were going to take on 4 different roles as teachers. So Rob was like the pushy,
Aggressive.
aggressive
He's not
teacher.
really mean, guys. He's
Yeah.
not.
No. We were in character. He was like the pushy, the tough teacher, trying to get you to do your work and be done.
Alexis was like the pleasant one.
I am really pleasant in real life, so I didn't
She
have
is
that.
nice, not.
I
Joey,
just said yes to everything.
she kind of like yesed everyone to death, just went with what you got, and I was the one that like really didn't care. It's like, take your time, I don't care, I'll be here all day.
Laid back.
Very laid back. So we kind of wanted to see how you guys took our different personalities
And
into account.
our body language and our voice languages and like how it affected to see how you thought about us as teachers. Like if we were either aggressive and like you all took us by different opinions and how we acted. So you guys are good.